4, welcome, and thank you for joining us. Thank you, Michaels. We're going to teach you to paint this Lollipop Love in just about an hour. So we're going to be using awesome Folkart paints. We've got some CraftSmart brushes, all available at Michaels and michaels.com. Let us know if you have any questions. John is in the other studio and he's going to answer them for you, or he can relay them to me. If you don't have the exact colors, we can substitute, use what you have. This is all about being inspired. You can always, thank you guys. I will tell Jesse and Justin and Gus that they hope that he feels better soon. And let us know and we can help you substitute. It's all about being inspired. If you cannot paint along with us right now, you can always watch after the fact on Michael's community classroom page. They've got an amazing library of all these classes and a ton of other great inspirational classes that you can watch if you can't paint along with us right now. So, okay, well, I'm gonna get started and John will be answering questions. So again, we are doing Lollipop Love for Valentine's Day. Crazy, it is almost Valentine's Day. So we are going to get started. Again, we are using Folkart paints, acrylic paints. We've got a variety of colors. We have got berry wine, which is like a burgundy, like a dark cranberry burgundy color. We've got magenta, which is a brighter pink. We have apple red, which is just a true red. We have daffodil yellow, so a bright yellow. We've got wicker white, and we have medium gray. So again, we can substitute, play around, you can change up your colors, but this is what we're going to be using. And I hope everybody can see. Again, I just haven't done this in a while. I'm usually on the other side answering comments. So, okay, I am also using a 10 by 10 canvas. So this is a 10 by 10 canvas. Artist Loft from Michaels. Again, you can grab them in packs. You can use a canvas board. If you have paper, a piece of wood, anything. And also you're going to need a pencil, some scrap paper, and a pair of scissors. So we're going to use that. Again, I've got my CraftSmart brushes and my palette paper. So to get started is we're going to be using the daffodil yellow. So this is a great bright yellow. I'm going to squeeze some out on my palette. And we are just going to do a good base coat of yellow. So again, really rich, creamy, and thick. And we are just going to paint the entire canvas. Now, if your canvas has sides, you can go ahead and do your sides. This is just a canvas board, so no need to do the sides or the back. And I am just going to base coat this.
So, hey, folks, there's a couple of people who have chimed in and said that this is a little different than the supply list that you have. That's okay. I mean, honestly, guys, you can look at the painting there and just see that, you know, there's nothing, you know, super critical about these colors. If you have something close, then you can substitute. Or if we have a specific question of a way to create a color, then, you know, Kira can help you do that when the time comes.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, a bright yellow. If you want a purple background, purple, blue, we're just using a really pretty bright yellow. And I don't have the actual supply list in front of me. So John, I don't know if you have it or we can.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not quite sure where the differences are, but.
Yeah, but a bright yellow. And again, any color. Hey, Cricut.
Oh, yes, Cricut.
Hey, guys,
hi.
I know I get to see what everybody's saying. Be kind. So I am just going to paint this.
So whatever yellow you have, guys, use your nice bright yellow.
Yep, a bright yellow. And again, if you want to personalize it, if you're like, hey, I want a purple background, no problem. So I am going to hit this with a hairdryer while you guys go ahead and base coat. So you just want a good base coat over your canvas. And we're using a 10 by 10 canvas or 10 by 10 canvas board. Either one will work great.
So yeah, go ahead and use that medium yellow, guys, that was on the supply list for this step.
And I could just have the wrong bottle here, but this is a great yellow. So any bright yellow you have is perfect.
Yes, and then we'll just lighten up it we'll just lighten it with a little bit of white to do the lighter stripes coming up.
Absolutely.
And since we always get this question every week, I think Randa just put the link to the class on there. So keep in mind, guys, you can always go back and see these classes after the fact. So even if the pace gets going a little bit quickly for you, you can go ahead and pause at some point and then catch up later. We have to try and get the painting done in a reasonable time frame. So Kira will do her best to be slow enough for everybody to keep up, but quick enough that we can actually get it done this evening in time. So it's always that fine line. But you guys are, I'm sure, doing great with your base coating. So go ahead and get your yellow down.
Yeah.
If you have a hair dryer, you can give it a second and dry it off.
Yep, always hair dryer is such a great tool, and we just kind of toggle back between warm and cool. It just seems to do it a lot faster instead of doing all of one. So I kind of just go back and forth. So, and John, you could post the link to the Michael's Community Classroom page.
Yes, right. Randa just did that while you were hair drying.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just, they have all the classes that they post after, so you can totally watch these after. And it's where you sign up for the class. You can go ahead and click that link.
Good. I can see people painting along. We got so many folks painting, looking
Awesome.
good. How's everyone's base coating coming? We doing good? All right.
Okay, so I had to grab some water too. So, okay, so I'm gonna put my some more yellow on my palette, and I'm gonna take some of the Wicker white. So any white that you have, because I am gonna make a lighter yellow. If you have a lighter yellow, absolutely feel free to use that. But I'm just going to mix about a 1-to-1 yellow and white together to create these stripes. So again, just let me know how everybody's doing.
I think we're doing good so far.
Good. I'm actually going to switch. So I was using my largest. This is a 3/4 inch. I'm actually going to switch over to my 12. So this is a CraftSmart. It's a number 12 flat brush. So I'm going to switch over to that to do my stripes. And to create these stripes, you could absolutely use like a stencil tape or a painter's tape if that makes you feel more comfortable. So you could tape this off, but you could absolutely also just freehand it. And that's what we're going to do. You could also use a piece of scrap paper just kind of as a guide. And we're going to use scrap paper to create our hearts. But if you wanted to, and that makes you feel better, you could always just use a piece of scrap paper to get your straight edge and just move it down. So if you're like, not there yet with straight lines, absolutely, there's ways and tricks to do it. You could use tape or paper. I'm just going to go ahead and use my brush. And again, these are very loose. Like you can see, they're not perfect. So I'm going to just do, I did a 1 part white and yellow. And you just want a shade lighter. And then, so I'm going to start, and I'm just going to make my stripe as wide as this number 12. So that's kind of a good judge. And, you know, it helps if you kind of just work the paint across and you don't try to do one big stripe. If you kind of just take your time and work it across. So you can see. And again, if you want to measure out, if you're the kind of person that likes it perfectly spaced or you want to use tape, go ahead and feel free to do that. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here. And again, you could personalize this. We're just using yellow. Okay. How's everybody doing?
Everyone's doing fine. Not a lot of comments right at this moment. So I think I'll take that as a good sign because everyone is painting along. Looks like we got a lot of young people in here today. I see a bunch of kids in here painting. That's fun to see.
So good. It's
yeah.
a good, fun one, right? A little bit different than we, have done. We like to change it up. Andy Jones will be here next week, and we have the painting, so we'll show you guys that at the end. So that's great.
Who's our youngest painter?
Me.
If you are 8 years old or fewer years. Put your age in here. I want to see who has our youngest one. I got 13, 15, 13, 8, 3. Someone's 3. That's pretty young. 6, 9, 11, 4, 7.5.
A half. I love half ages.
Yep. Oh my gosh, it's happening so fast I can't even keep up with it. Got 16 years old and 5 years old, 8, 14, 5, 31, 13 and a half, 7. All right. Awesome. Now get back to your stripes, kids. You don't want to fall behind.
Right. I'm
just kidding. Oh, and someone's got a birthday coming in 5 days. She's practically 12 because, you know. That's how it goes.
Totally. I'm painting on the table here. I'm going to get yelled at tomorrow.
That's our good table, Kara.
I know. It's all right.
You guys at home better put down newspaper or something on your good table because you don't want to explain to mom or grandma or dad or anybody why you painted on the table.
It's all right. Okay. So 64, I love it. Okay.
That's
so
the Beatles song, right? When I'm 64, I think. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Kira.
Okay. So Catherine, hi, Catherine. I haven't seen you in so long. Okay, so we have our stripes painted again, very loose. You can tape these off, you can measure. I just eyeballed it and I used the number 12 and just slowly worked across. So you can see, and that's your background. So I'm gonna hit this with a hair dryer and let everybody get caught up. Okay, so everybody got their stripes. I want to give everybody enough time.
Yeah, we may just have to give people just a minute to probably catch up and then let them dry.
I love seeing everyone's ages. Yep, so we've got our stripes. Yep, we're waiting. We're giving everybody a second. Does anybody have questions, John?
Not so far. Yep. Once somebody asked if they could do rainbow stripes, and you know what? It's your painting, so absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You could change up the color of your lollipops too if you wanted to. You could do rainbow lollipops. Yep. So everybody, if you are not painting along or you want to watch this after, you can absolutely go to Michael's community classroom page where you signed up, and they are going to have all these videos. So we've got all our Let's Paint Lives, all of the other great Michael's classes, and you can watch these on demand. So if you are not able to paint along tonight and you're just being inspired and you need to grab your supplies from Michael's, you can always go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so, I think we should go ahead and move on.
Sure. For the black chair, I just saw a question. So you could absolutely mix your red or your magenta with a navy, a dark blue, and a red or navy makes a great berry wine or black cherry. Yep. So you can absolutely mix that, but navy works great. Okay, so I'm just going to get started and show you guys how to make your pattern. No hurry. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use a scrap piece of paper, and we're going to go old school because it's Valentine's Day, right? So What you need to do is take a scrap piece of paper. We are going to fold it in half. And all we're going to do is draw a half a heart. So I've gone ahead and done that. So you can see, and this is pencil, so it's light. You want to draw a half of heart, half of a heart.
How big is your heart, Kara, like in terms of inches there? Maybe 3 inches or something?
Yeah, about 3 inches. So you can kind of see. Let me cut it out and you can see. So it's about 3 inches. So then you're going to cut the one half of the heart. So when you open it, you're going to have a full heart. And that's going to be our pattern for the heart. So again, you draw half of your heart on a folded piece of paper. And then when you open it, you have a heart. So you can see. So that's what we're going to use to trace our heart. So again, fold your paper, old school, cut your half a heart, and then cut your heart out. And this is what we're going to use for our pattern. And then save your scrap paper because we're going to use that to create the stems of the lollipops. Okay. So once you have your heart, again, I'm going to trace this. So you just want to position your heart, and you can see this one, we're kind of going up in the top right corner. We're going to angle him just a little bit. And I'm just going to lightly trace him. Okay. Oops, lightly trace him. So you can see it's super duper light, but I'm just using a very light pencil because we're going to paint over it. So just position that. And then I'm going to do my second heart, and I'm going to kind of angle him next to it. So these hearts are a little bit bigger, but that's okay. And you can always, if you want to do 2 different size hearts, you can absolutely do that. Whoop, we're stuck here. You could always trim him down. So if you're like, oh, I want one big heart and one little lollipop heart, you could absolutely trim him down. So just trim him down. There we go. He fits better. And then I'm just going to trace this heart right on top of my canvas. Does that make sense, everybody? So make your heart.
Yeah, everyone's going to need just a minute to catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. I will give you guys all a second. So all I've done, and I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, you can kind of see it.
So I've traced a heart up in the top right corner, angled him a little bit, and then I traced another heart right next to him. And that's what we're going to fill in.
And again, you made the second one a little bit smaller.
Lines. Yeah, I did, but you don't have to. Jesse's are a little bit, they're more the same size. I just made a big heart, so you could make them the same or make them smaller. So this is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Love it. It's super like poppy. Like I love this example, this painting.
Yeah. And once again, everybody, don't stress out. If you are just feel like all of a sudden it's going too fast or you don't have everything you need, just watch and enjoy, and then you can go back and catch up later.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
Right, I'm just cleaning my brush. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my bright red. So this is apple red, but you want your red, like your true red, if you're following along. And I'm going to put some of that on my palette while we get ready to paint.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're going to use to base coat the lollipops.
I'm just going to go back and look and see if I can see in the original supplies what colors they had for their red, whatever your basic red one is.
Engine red. So they have engine red. So
okay, there you go.
We may have just had this available, but you definitely just want engine red if that's what's in the supply list. And it is just a bright true red. So a Folkart red is perfect.
There we go. Oh yeah, engine red. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yep, you can do fewer stripes and you can make them wider.
Yeah.
Or
you could do polka dots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys got your hearts cut out for the most part and traced? Everybody feeling good about that? Okay.
Yep. So you could use your number 12 for your hearts, or if you want to go a little smaller, you can use your number 6 if you feel like you have a little bit more control. So number 12 or number 6 to fill in your heart. If I was just painting, I'd probably use the larger brush, but since everybody's painting along with us and we want to make sure everybody has time, I'm going to switch to my little brush, but a number 12 or number 6 works great. And just
so
a flat.
This one's a number 6, Kira?
This is a number 6, but a number 12, it's faster to paint with, no problem.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to get started, but everybody take your time. So we cut our hearts out and we've traced them, and I'm just going to start filling in my heart as everybody is kind of catching up. So I am using engine red or a very bright red. And I'm just going to start filling in my heart. And just go right along that pencil edge. And this is going to, you can see how great this is covering. It's going to cover up those lines and also cover that pencil right up. And when you're all done and everything's dry, you can always go back in and erase or touch up if you need to over that pencil line. And also I like to move my canvas around, and I know Jesse and Kirsten do this also, but I like to move my canvas as I paint. I just feel like I have more control over it.
Yeah, it's funny with painting. Sometimes people feel like, I guess because they're picturing an easel or something where you have to paint in one direction. No, you can spin that sucker all the way around.
Yeah.
Whatever you need, just so that it's comfortable for your hand.
Absolutely. I have a tendency when I do things to do it at an angle anyway and not straight. I actually sat down and had my chair angled for some reason. So that's just like a habit that I have. So moving my canvas kind of comes naturally.
Yeah. Barbara, this is a number 6 flat brush we're using.
Yep. So you could use your number 12. It'll go a little bit faster. I just switched over to my number 6. I feel like I have a little bit more control with the lines, and it'll take me a little bit longer so we can all be on the same step. But absolutely, you could use the number 12. And if I wasn't painting along with everybody, I'd probably use a larger brush. But this is a really great, I can get a really good line on my heart. So is anybody planning anything fun for virtual Valentine's Day? This would be fun to do. You could get, your friends together and rewatch this and paint along together. That would kind of be fun. Or, do a couple of these and then mail them or leave them on people's porches. Could do that. Could be fun for a Galentine's Day.
For sure.
We've got another paint night on Thursday. So Jesse's doing some really beautiful flowers. It'll be on our Facebook page. And then again, Andy is going to be here next Monday on Michael's community classroom doing another heart painting. So lots of good Valentine's Day paintings. Okay, so you want to get a really good coat. How's everybody doing? Oh, what's somebody doing for Valentine's Day?
She's going to mail hers to her aunt, it looks like.
I love
her
that.
aunt, depending on how you say it.
I love it. Mail it. I love the idea of doing a virtual paint party. Okay, so I am just filling in our hearts with our engine red. So you just want a really bright, true red if you are following along with the colors. We're using our Folkart paint, available at Michael's. So you can either order this online if you don't have it or you need to stock up, or grab it in store, or curbside, or I know a lot of Michael's still have delivery options, which is amazing. We have used that a ton here at the office. just had our supplies delivered to us.
Oh, lots of people are painting. I can see somebody's already got their 2 hearts down, so that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
John, I'm going to totally put you on the spot. Can we do a giveaway?
I mean,
we haven't done one in a while, and I'm here painting.
All right. I'll tell you what, guys, at the end of the class tonight, I'm going to scroll through randomly from the folks who have made comments, and I'm going to pick a name, and we'll send you some plaid products that you can have fun with, some paint and.
Yay, I love that. We're doing it for a long time, so I love we're back to doing that. That's the thing. You can't have enough craft supplies.
Right.
Okay, so I got my hearts. There's the comments. All right, does everybody have their hearts painted? You guys need a minute?
So. How's everybody doing? You want to hold your hearts up for a quick sec? We can see them. How's everybody doing? All right. I like it.
This is just a fun painting. This is it is kind of old school, like make a heart and paint it.
I'm seeing lots of canvases with 2 hearts on them. So I'll take that as a good sign that most people seem to be getting at least close. If not, then they've got 1.5. Keep going, guys. You got this. All right, Kira, I think we're good.
Okay. So we have our base coat of our hearts. So now we are going to use our magenta. So we're going to get our magenta. And I'm going to stick with my number 6 brush. Clean him out a little bit. And I'm going to use my magenta, and I am going to, and this is still a little bit wet, but just give it a second, let it dry. I'm going to hit it with a hairdryer real quick.
Becky, she's painting with her daughters and says that they've made it their weekly thing for 4 weeks in a row now. That's fun. I love it.
Okay. Okay, so got my hearts, just dried it a little bit. I'm going to take my magenta, and you can see I'm going to do the inside heart. So this is what we're going to paint, the inside part.
We've had some people ask, how do you mix magenta if they don't have it?
So what I would do is, if you have what you have available, it's kind of like a dark pink. So you could mix, you could lighten up your berry wine or your cranberry, or you could do your light pink and mix a little bit of navy and white with it, just kind of like the berry wine, but add white to lighten it up.
Allison's got a party of 7 at her crib painting tonight.
Nice.
Whoop, whoop. That's a lot.
Yep. All right. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm just loosely outlining. Or not outlining, going on the inside of my heart. So I'm just following. And I added just a little bit of white to my magenta. It wasn't showing up super great. So I think that's what Jessie did on this. Again, she left me great notes. But I just added a little bit of white to my magenta.
Cool.
So it's kind of like a purpley pink.
And you're leaving more space at the top and closer to the edge at the bottom, it looks like, right?
Yeah, I am.
Cool.
So I'm basically just making a smaller heart. You guys see that? And so I'm going to go to the other heart and do the same thing.
Jackie was just saying that that her mom and sister-in-law are in Arizona and she's in California, but they get together every week to do this. That's a great idea, guys. Yeah, like if you've got family or friends across the miles and you just can't get to them because of everything, this is a fun way to just meet up online. And
yep, love it.
You know, you could have the Zoom class on your computer and then get each other on the phone or something. It's a lot of great ideas.
Absolutely. So what I did was my magenta and my white. Again, the magenta, you can mix your darker red and some navy and a little bit of white. It's just this really pretty purpley pink. You can just use a light pink if you don't have magenta. Oh, that's so sweet. You guys are so sweet. You could just use a light pink. You just really want a contrast. And again, just follow the shape of your heart. Okay. Everybody good?
I think so. Everyone's having fun. I know that. Everyone's been saying how fun it is.
Good, good, good. Give everybody a second.
Yeah.
Did we get on time?
I think so.
Okay, good.
Yeah. We're at, we're about 35 minutes in so far.
Okay.
So we got plenty of time.
Good, good. Okay, well, I will let everybody get caught up. Does that sound good?
Sure.
I'm just gonna rinse my brush. I'm just gonna keep using the number 6.
Okay.
I like him. He's a good size for tonight. So again, I can hold him up. Let's see. Oh, I got to do Jessie proud.
Mm-hmm. Don't mess up Jessie's painting.
I know.
Okay, good. I'm scrolling through and I'm seeing hearts with pink on the inside, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Looking
right.
good, guys.
Oh, nothing happened to her. Jessie's puppy Gus is sick, so she is at home taking care of him.
Jessie will be back. Well, not next week, but a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah. So Andy will be here next week, and then I think it might be Kirsten and then Jessie.
All right.
Yeah, but everybody's good and healthy here. Just the puppy's sick. Here, yeah. Hi guys, I love watching.
We are helping people get through their COVID, that's for sure. Not through the COVID itself, but through the quarantine. Maybe through COVID itself, I don't know.
Well, we appreciate everybody. You guys have no idea. We appreciate Michael's. We appreciate everybody.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
And we truly all love doing this. This is like the best part of our job. Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Yes.
Okay. So now we are going to take this darkest red that we have. So if you don't have the exact color, a dark red, a red mixed with navy, a berry wine, a cranberry. That is what we were going to use to add some of these details. So we're going to put like a shadow on the sucker, lollipop. Do you call them suckers or lollipops? I guess it depends where you're from.
Mm.
Are you a sucker or a lollipop, John?
I think I would go with lollipop because, you know, sucker has a lot of different uses for that term, but I would go with lollipop in this case.
Lots of lollipop and lollipop emojis. I grew up with sucker, but I'm from, I say pop, not soda. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right. People are like, quit talking and paint. Okay. So I'm going to go into my darker red. And again, I'm sticking with my number 6. And I'm really just gonna follow this pattern. So I can hold this up. I know they do that sometimes and that'll help. So I'm gonna do shadows. And you kind of just want it. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. So mine are a little bit bigger, but it's okay. And we're just gonna follow the shape of that heart.
So along the top sides.
Yeah. So I did over here, you can see, and I kind of just, it's almost like a comma, like little thick and then go down a little bit thinner and follow that natural curve of the heart. And so I'm using berry wine, but you could use a cranberry, a maroon, a dark red.
So you just darken up that red. If you don't have, you know, you could either use a navy blue or a black or something, but just do it slowly to darken up that red. And then
I would use navy blue, not black.
Okay, there you go, navy blue.
Yep. And I'm using a number 6 brush. And you're just creating a shadow. So it just gives the lollipop or sucker a little depth. All right. And then I'm going to go right here. And again, I'm going to follow the shape of the heart and go to the point. I'm going to swoop up.
We talked earlier about how young some people are in the class. Well, we have someone here who's 98 who's painting. So
oh my God.
We have the whole spectrum here.
That's amazing.
Amazing. It's Anita's mom. Hi, Anita's mom.
Hi, Anita's mom. I guess at 98, you're still someone's mom, right?
Yeah.
You still don't have your own identity.
That's fine.
All right, so I'm just working on my other heart here. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to follow that heart. Okay. And then I'm going to go inside my little heart and do the same thing. So just swoop down and then swoop up the other side. So very loose. Okay. So you can see we did our shadows. So we did one side, came around the heart, down. We did the inside, swooped up both sides, and then we did the same on the second one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll let everybody get caught up with that. I'm just going to clean up this little shadow here.
DJ, I'm sure that that's not true. I'm sure it's fine. DJ is not complimentary of his or her own efforts here.
Oh, you guys, you know the best part about painting, it dries and it'll look so much better tomorrow.
Yep.
Don't be hard, and you can all, and the great thing about paint is that you can always paint over it if you don't like it.
That's right.
Also, you guys post these paintings in our Let's Paint group. So if you haven't joined our Let's Paint group, you definitely want to post your painting, hashtag it with hashtag plaid crafts, and also hashtag make it with Michaels. And then we can see your beautiful paintings. And you guys, they're amazing. Like I wake up Tuesday morning and it's like, oh, all these beautiful paintings. So it's always awesome. And you're right, don't compare it. And it's the process, it's fun. Okay, so I am going to now go into my white. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more Wicker white on my palette because I'm going to need it. And I'm gonna go into my white. I'm still using my number 6, and I'm gonna put highlights on my heart. So I'm gonna go, ooh, little thick there, right, basically where the dark red and the bright red meet. Had a little bit too much paint. So be careful you don't have too much paint. So again, it's okay though. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go between the magenta and the dark and do a highlight right up the side. And I'm going to do the same thing on this guy. And I'm going to go up the same side. So I'm going up the right side. And again, like I said, what I would do honestly is I would let this dry, and then you could go in if you think it's too much of a highlight, like that's a lot of white. You could let that dry and then just go back in with your berry wand and cover that up if it's too much. So, I mean, it's just the process. Everybody's is different. You could paint this 10 times. It'll look a little bit different every time. So I'm gonna hit this set with a hairdryer while everybody's adding their details.
Yep.
And again, if you want to fix something and you're not happy with it, you can always just let it dry and go back in.
It's always a good idea. Andy taught me this when I first started watching him teach, that you should always go back and do the painting a second time within a few days, because you all the lesson will come back to you, and the things that you didn't love about the way you did it the first time you can fix. And so it's always a great idea while it's still fresh in your mind to go ahead and do the class a second time, and you'd be surprised at how much you improve.
But you guys, I'm sure they are great.
Yeah, it's
Everybody's
all about fun.
great. It is fun. Okay, so if we have all our highlights and our shadows, I'm going to grab our scrap of paper. This is just where we cut the heart out of. And I'm just going to use this as a guide, the straight edge as a guide. So I'm going to grab my pencil again, and this is going to be to draw the stick. So we are going to draw the stick, and you can see it's about 2 inches sticks through the heart, the candy part. So this is the stick. And we're going to draw, this is about 2 inches. So it's about halfway into your heart. And we're going to draw our line. And this is probably about 1/2 inch thick. So I'm going to use this as a guide.
Right down through the bottom, through the point of the heart.
Yep. And again, I'm going to turn and about 1/2 inch. So you can see I have my 2 lines, and I'm also going to do this for the other heart. And again, straight down to the bottom. Got some paint on there. Okay. Oops. Okay. It's all right. We can touch him up with yellow.
Maybe hold it up to us, Kira, and real close and see if we can. Yeah. See? Oh, whoa.
See the lines?
You guys
so
see that lines out there? You see that? How she's done it? Okay.
Yep. So we can touch this up with yellow. I had some paint on the back of my paper from my heart not being dry. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use my number 6 again. I'm going to put some gray next to my white. So we're going to need that for the stick. We're also going to need the berry wine and the magenta. And because you're going to see, we're going to paint this now. We're going to see the stick through the lollipop like it's transparent. So what you're going to do is you're going to basically split this down the middle. So again, we drew our two lines to create our stick. And we're going to use the magenta and the berry wine, and we're going to draw the shadow like the stick is inside of the piece of candy. Does that make sense? That's what we're going to do.
Yep, I think we can see that. Looks
so I'm going to
good.
take my darkest color. I'm going to take my dark red. Even mix a little bit of white with it. Just a tiny bit of white. Okay. You guys see that? You guys can see my colors.
Okay, so you just lightened up. You started with
so that's going to be my dark. So that's my darkest.
Yeah.
And I added a little bit of white to it. And then I am going to paint. So it's just a little shade darker.
So you're starting with the color that you did your shadow with, and you lightened it up just
a little bit of white so you can see. And I'm doing about half of those lines. So I drew those two straight lines. I'm going to go halfway with that dark color. And I shouldn't have washed my brush. I'm going to go back in and do the same thing for the other heart. So I'm going to do the darkest red, that berry wine with white, and I'm going to paint the stick. Okay, so that's the dark part of your stick.
Yep.
Then I'm going to rinse real quick. I'm going to take my magenta and a little bit of white. So just lighten up my magenta. Okay. And I'm going to paint the other half of the stick. And these flat brushes are great because you get a really straight line. Like it kind of does the work for you. And again, I'm just using white and magenta. So you can see you've got two tones on the stick.
Yep.
So it's almost going to be like transparent. Okay.
Yes. That's
all right.
How's everybody doing on that? Looking good?
Yep. And then we're just going to finish our sticks. All right. So I'm going to clean my brush off really well. Get that pink and red out. And I'm going to use our white and the gray. So I just have a white and a medium gray. If you have black and you need to mix a gray, or you have a light gray, dark gray, any of that will work. You just want to have a gray and a white. And we're going to take the gray. I'm going to add a little bit of wicker white to it, again, just to lighten it up. It almost makes it feel like a little more transparent. And I am going to, on the dark side of the stick, I'm just going to follow halfway down again, halfway across, all the way down. I guess that makes more sense, the words I'm using. So basically where you put that dark, you're going to put underneath it, you're going to do the gray. And so you're going to do that to the stick also. So just a little bit of your medium gray and wicker white. A light gray would work great. Black with a lot of white also will work. And you are just going to follow this all the way down. Okay. So you can see the finished one. So say we just did this gray. And then we're going to do the white. I just did my gray, and now we're going to do the white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to rinse this out. And I'm going to use wicker white. And I'm gonna do the other side of the stick. And it's okay if that gray is still wet. It's almost nice how it blends. So you're gonna almost get like a blended white and gray right down the middle. And you can even go back in. Do you see how that kind of blends?
Yeah, cool. Makes a little shadow on the
Yep, absolutely.
on the left side of the stick.
Yep. I'm gonna go back into my white. I'm gonna place this and pull down. You just wanna make sure you have enough paint that it's not pooling. Does that make sense, everybody? So it's okay to go back into your paint. And again, if you want to go back over your darker gray, it's going to blend it really nice. Whoop, there we go. Big stick. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Looks very three-dimensional all of a sudden. The stick gets, nice and round shape.
And I'm going to fix my little spot there while everybody's finishing up. See? All you need to do is go back in and fix that. Cover that right up. This is where I had paper or paint on my paper, on my pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Just blend that in. And there we go.
Is that the last step?
That's it. You guys did it.
All right.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So good. So you guys, thank you for joining us. Don't go anywhere because I'm going to show you. Be sure to sign your painting. That is very important. So you want to make sure you sign your painting. And I have the painting for next week. So Andy Jones is going to be here and he's going to be teaching this awesome heart. It is really beautiful. I hope you guys can see the detail, but just some great shading and some like really fun details. And like this green vine. It's really fun and pretty and really bright. So Andy will be here next week to teach this. So you definitely want to sign up. It's available to sign up and get your supplies ready to go from Michael's. Thank you guys so much. John is going to pick a winner. We didn't forget.
All right. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to scroll down. How about Kimberly Morales? Okay. Yay. Kimberly. So if you would just go to Plaid Crafts on Facebook and you can direct message us there and just say that you were the winner from Monday night's Michael's classroom, and then we'll get in touch as far as address and that kind of stuff to get you out your stuff.
Congratulations. Thank you guys again so much for joining us. We are so thankful and so excited to be here on Monday nights. We've got a couple other classes throughout the week, so definitely check out michaels.com community classroom page. Paint again with us. Watch this after the fact. You can always watch their videos. They have a great library. And thank you guys, and we'll see you later this week.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thank you.